Hi, Copic friends. We are on week 6, yes, 6 of finding Copic color combos. At some point, I'm going to run out of fingers, but we'll figure that out. And I'm going to be honest with you. I picked this flower because I thought, ooh, simple, pretty easy. This one has given me more of a run for my money. Yeah. So you can tell I'm not necessarily a pink person in that I don't work with pinks a whole lot. So I started with some obvious selections. I went for some light R's because I'm looking at this, and this is the poppy, this little guy right in here. And these are wild flowers that are planted on a neighbor's curb, where you sprinkle the seed and it just all pops up gorgeous. So I thought it's got that like red or red violet, but it has a peachy tint to it. And the lighter reds actually have that peachy feel. So I did R01, R02, R22. And that was way too peach. We were losing the pink. So I shifted and tried another red combination, but this one had more cool tones to it. R20, R32, and R43. You can see that R43 is getting a lot closer, and it might come back into play here in a second. I'm not totally sure. Because then I switched to RVs. I still didn't feel like I was getting, and as this dries, it's getting closer and closer to this kind of in-between tone, and I actually really like it. But it was not there yet. So then I switched completely to RVs. I have an RV 4-2, which is that peachy tone at the bottom, RV 3-2, and I was kind of liking that, but then I switched to RV 3-4, and it tends to go way too violet, too much violet. And so I tried a whole different combo, RV 4-2, RV 3-2, and then R8-3, which is one that I use for pinks a lot, is those R8s. And again, like if I go to the center of the flower, that's getting close, but no cigar. So kind of scrapped all of that information and pulled something out entirely different. And that is an RV14. Okay. Here's the deal. Some of the RVs are a little bit fluorescent in that for me, I would say they make my teeth itch. They're a little bit bright. They're a little on the edge. But when I started playing with this one, the RV14 I discovered, and it's the RV0s and the RV1s tend to have this kind of bright, iridescentness to them. Not iridescent, wrong word, but just really bright. So I think some of the tones I'm going to play with, I really liked the undertone of the RV42. So I'm going to do kind of half of my card because I'm not sure if this is going to get me there totally or not, but it has that peachy undertone. So I feel like it gives me a good starting point for this flower. I feel like, yeah, kind of on the right page there. And then I added this RV32. It cools it down a little bit. I'm nodding along saying, yeah, that's getting me closer and closer. So I like those tones as well. It gets into some of those cooler light areas kind of toward the center of the flower, really, really close. And then I added this RV14. Now you're going to notice where it's not hitting anything else, it is bright. But I want to show you something because once I lay this down, it is pretty darn close to these really bright, vivid colors. And I didn't realize looking just at the flower that it got that bright. But when I came back and was softening this, I'm definitely going to have to play with this a little bit. Let's see, and I'm doing it really gently. I'm just flicking into that color. It really breaks and kind of shatters is what I'd call that. You barely touch it and that color just moves and pulls apart. So I'm going to have to be really gentle with how I do my layering. And I'm gonna have to play back and forth a little bit to find, do I color under, do I color over? But this is getting me right in that range. I think the other color that I'm going to keep close, if I can find it again, is the R43. And I'll stick this at the other end and blend into that again with my lightest. That's the RV42. And I think, look at these outer petals. They never get into that kind of bluish pinky range. I actually think that'll be better out there, but on this inner petal, this is where I'm going. So I think I've got a really nice kind of double-ended combo that's gonna get all of those pieces taken care of. But again, this RV14, I'm really gonna have to be careful and learn how to use that marker better, because that one is just like dissolving and separating when I touch it with another marker. But I don't necessarily want to lay it just on top and have it sit because it's so intense. Okay, so underline all of it. Super key is RV42, and that goes underneath the entire thing. And then this way, it's just the RV43 that came up from the bottom. And then going up this way, we've got, ooh, I said that wrong. Like, that seems wrong. It's just an R43. There we go. RV42, R43. Then we've got the RV32, kind of cooling things down, and then brightening them back up is the RV14. And that's the one I'm going to have to really do some practice with before I do my final. Again, this is already having done a couple things with it, and so I'm getting a feel for it already, but I might have to do a little more playing. So, fun color combo. It's only 4 colors, but that's going to get me a lot of those ins and outs, and I can play around with that variegation, or the vein work that I'm seeing in that really delicate. These always look like they're tissue paper to me, and if I was doing a realistic image, I'm going to try to attempt for that tissue paper look. Anyway, this is the next little series we're playing with. Hope you guys are having a great start to your school year and fall. Thanks for tuning again for our Finding Copic color combos. All right, we'll see you back here next week. Make sure to watch for other videos happening at the YouTube channel and tune in over there as well. Have a happy, colorful day, everybody.